Welcome back to the Roger Hedgecock Show here at the Aramco Group Studios at UTTV. Now, yesterday at the University of San Diego, there was a full-day seminar called WorldLink Program. It's the 16th annual Youth Town Meeting, talking about the media's power and influence with some students from around the world and, more importantly, even people who are coming here from Mexico and interacting with students and others here in San Diego, and from around the United States. And we really had an interesting time before we went on camera, talking with Wafa Garbout.
Hi.
Say your name again.
Wafa Garbout.
Garbout. That's not too bad. All right, that was close. and Santosh Shah from Nepal, and Wafa, you're from Tunisia.
Yeah, I'm from Tunisia.
Wonderful to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
This is great. Okay, now Santosh, Nepal seems like a long way away to Americans and very remote. What are you, when you came to University of San Diego for this seminar yesterday, what did you learn? What's your takeaway from it? What's the most interesting thing you heard?
Having 700 students at one location with so much of discipline and enthusiasm, that's something that touched me, because in our part of the world, there's a lot of restlessness, and because of the political unrest, if you see a group of young people, it often results into a protest or hooliganism.
It's not a good thing to see a bunch of students together.
No. So when I heard 700 students, I was like, are they actually going to listen? Are they just going to be talking among themselves and just passing out time? But I was surprised that it was a long session. We started from 8 in the morning, lasted till 2 p.m. And even in the closing session, they were still disciplined, glued to the content. And these are all serious contents, things that are of national, international discussions. And they were still hooked, and they were enthusiastic. Most of the questions they raised were like, how can they make their life better and how they can serve the world? So they were straight on.
There's a lot of concentration, too, on the media, and particularly social media, the new media. And in Nepal, is there much social media? Have you have access to this?
It's picking up, but if you look at the cities like Kathmandu and Pokhara, they have access to internet and computers, and they are glued to it, to the social media. But
how is it changing Nepal society? Because Nepal society has gone through big changes. You used to have a king, then you had a communist revolution, now you've got a who knows what going on there. How is the social media changing it, if it is at all?
Social media in Nepal is not making any visible change, but it's a way for people to get connected. We're still a rumor country, where rumor spreads faster than Facebook. And then larger percentage of our geography is mountains, very remote villages. And the access is very less, and it's still a new tool. The tool is there, but people don't know how to use it.
In this country, Facebook is for rumors. This is what we do.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Wafa, let me ask you, from Tunisia now. What an interesting country, Tunisia, because you've also gone through kind of your Arab Spring politically as well. A little unrest going on there. What are you doing? Are you a student in Tunisia? What are you doing?
Actually, I'm a baccalaureate candidate. I'm still 18 years old. I'm also co-founder and vice president of We Youth, a member in several organizations in Tunisia. Actually, I'm a debater in foreign programs sponsored by the British Council and Young Arab Voices.
When did you start college? You're 18 now and you're getting your degree already? How long have you been in college? This is great.
No, this next year will be my first year.
I see, so you're going into it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, We Youth, what is that about? We Youth Tunisia, what's that about?
It's actually about leadership, about raising awareness, about personal development, like that. We call it We Youth because the founders, we are 13 founders. Our age ranges from 16 to 19 years old. So we are working with youth, especially with youth, because we want to develop youth in Tunisia. We want new leaders, great leaders, to move forward with Tunisia. So that's why we call it We Youth.
That's great. So you went yesterday to this all-day conference at the University of San Diego.
Yeah.
What was your takeaway? What was most exciting to you?
Well, first of all, it was a great experience and a good start. It's a great event. I was impressed because we don't have that kind of events in Tunisia, so it was a new experience and a great experience. Actually, I liked the enthusiasm of the students. They have a hunger of knowledge. They want to know everything going all over the world, and I like that. I like their questions. It was great, really.
Now, in the sessions that you were talking about these things too, what kind of conversation did you find unique and maybe something you don't have in Tunisia?
Actually, the kind of discussion, it was friendly chat because I'm 18 years old. They're my age, so it was fruitful. It was great. That's it. It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Now, social media. Let's talk about that. As we did here with Santosh. Wafa, the social media in Tunisia developed. Is it making an impact on society there?
Yeah, of course. Especially social media played a crucial role in the revolution, in the Arab Spring, and it also became free. We can say that it became free compared to what it was before when Ben Ali was the president. So
He wasn't allowing it to be too widespread, right?
yeah. He was controlling everything. He was controlling internet. He was. We were afraid of saying something against him or saying the truth. So media now in Tunisia is totally different from what it was before.
So more free.
Yeah, more free.
More comments.
Yeah, we can say whatever we want. We can express ourselves. We can raise our voice. It's great. Yeah.
In Egypt, this Arab Spring has kind of resulted in a rise of the more fundamentalist Islamic rulers, the Muslim Brotherhood, President Morsi and so forth. What has happened in Tunisia? Has there been a movement toward the more Islamic side of it, or is it more of a diverse population?
The governor party now, it's Islamic party, but as Tunisian girl, I can talk in front. I can talk. I don't know. I can be spokesman of all Tunisians.
Speak freely. Yep.
Yeah. We don't like Islam or any kind of religion involves in politics. We want to separate it from politics. So
But the ruling party's not there, though.
yeah,
They don't agree with that.
yeah. They want to involve Islam in everything, in politics, in our life. I think religion is a freedom.
Yeah.
It's freedom. You are free. You can be Muslim. You can be Jewish. You can be Buddhist. But we don't want it to involve in politics.
No, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, in Nepal, is religion an issue, or is it more of a philosophic attitude?
It's a country with a large percentage of Hindu and Buddhists, 90% and above, so that's not the issue. The
Yeah.
issue is ethnicity, because even within the Hindus there are many sects and classes and ethnicities. Now, unfortunately, there are certain large number in groups, but marginalized, and they're considered like untouchables, and they're not given equal rights or respects. So
Much like India.
Much like in India.
Yeah.
So when the Maoist revolution started, they kind of tapped into that population and promised them a lot of things, which they didn't, of course, deliver after they got into the power. So now that has kind of triggered that ethnic divide. But there are a few people like us who are forging a unity and harmony, and we are also kind of successful with doing that. So the country has
Good.
not fallen
So
apart.
there's some hope for that.
Absolutely.
Now, you've had a chance to be in the United States. I guess this is your first visit, both of you, to the
Yeah,
United
it's my
States.
first visit in the United States. Yeah.
And you're going to spend a little more time in the United States, which is good. What overall impression do you have of the United States? And is it different from the impression you had before you got here?
Actually, this is I've been here a couple of times.
Oh, you have been?
I've
Okay.
been, yeah. And each time I've come, I've got the opportunity to travel. So I've seen a lot of different sectors of United States.
Yeah.
It's very
Big
diverse. Yeah, it's a huge and it's very diverse. The issues are very different, and few are similar. And most of the rest of the world actually looks at the U.S. through the eyes of Hollywood and through the eyes of a couple of television channels, which normally is not the reality of the country. So
What was your big surprise in coming here? Did you have a biggest surprise when you came to the United States?
I had my mentor pick me up at JFK in New York. I got into his car, and then there were so many switches in the car. I couldn't figure out how to get out of the car.
Wafa, what's the most what's the most interesting thing about America that maybe you didn't expect when you came?
Yeah, actually, the most thing that I like is beautiful country, really. I like San Diego. This is my first time I came here. I like the airports. It was big and modern. I like the streets. It's large and clean. Everything is good here. This is what caught my eyes.
San Diego is definitely one of the best cities in the U.S.
That's why I live here, Wafa. Santosh Shah, that's why I live here. We could have lived anywhere, but this is the place as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
this is the
We're
haven
so,
on earth.
we're so glad you were able to visit with us
Thank
here
you.
in San Diego, and thanks so much for coming by to talk
Thank
today
you.
on the show.